Hi everyone, my name's Anne-Marie. Welcome to this card making project. In this project we're going to make a gorgeous card using lots of Anna Griffin goodies. Everything I do use will be below the video on YouTube, so click the word show more to see all the item titles and the links for the UK viewers. Viewers overseas, which I'm often asked about, if you take the item title and go to HSN, put that in, hopefully it'll bring you the item details up. If you've ever got any questions, please don't hesitate to get in touch. So I'm going to start off with my card base, and this is a 6x6 ivory card blank. There you can see it on my cardometer. Now for new viewers, a cardometer is something that I've created to show you the different sizes so you can get an idea of what size I'm working with. Now my camera's just altering itself, so don't panic, it'll be back in a minute. I don't know what's the matter with it today. It's been very temperamental. So that's our card base that we're working with. So as always, I'm just going to give it a good sharp score along the edge, and we're going to start with the inside to make the insert. Now the first thing that I've got is a piece of ivory paper. I've taken an ink pad to around the edge just to give it a slight tint, and you can hardly see it. So it's literally just tapping the edge. I've got double-sided tape on the back of it, and I'm simply going to peel the tape away and add this to the inside of our card as our first layer. So we'll just position this like that. So you can just, I can see the little pink tint. I don't know whether the camera will be able to, but you can just see it just gives it a little bit of dimension. The next thing I've done is I've used the Anna Griffin Fretwork 1 die, and I've used some of the olive green cardstock from the Perfect Palette range. And then, now this is going to be one of our techniques in January, so look out for it. I've taken a rubber stamped image that I've cut out, and then I've cut the actual size of the image away from the die so that that will sit flat inside the middle of it, because of course we don't want a lot of depth on the actual inside of the card. Now the Fretwork die, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add a little bit of wet glue to this, just on the areas that are a little bit larger so you can't see it. Now we have got a technique for using wet glue on something that's got a lot of fretwork on, and you simply get your wax paper, add a little bit of glue to it, and then dab your die into it so it just touches the areas. Again, hopefully that's on the list for January to be able to show you how to do it. So watch this space. So I'm simply going to add the die to the centre of the card, like so. Press it down gently for that glue to adhere to the back of the insert. And then I can take the little rubber stamped image, and these were the chalkboard stamps that I've used, and it says on this special day, and I'm simply going to slot that into the centre of the Fretwork die, like so. And that is our inside complete, and that will match perfectly to our outside. So now I can move on to our outside, give it a good sharp score before we start. And then the first thing that I've got is one of the papers from the Charlotte collection that I've cut to size for the outside. And this is one of the floral papers, and these are the only flowers that are on this card. So it's not like the ones that we use when we use the favourite flowers or any of the floral embellishments. This is a little bit different, is this one. So we're just going to pop this layer on the base of our card to start with, like that. And then the next thing I've done is I've used the Fretwork die 2 again, twice, using the same olive cardstock, and I'm simply going to cut these in half like so, running the scissors all the way through the centre, and then I'm going to just add a little bit of glue on the back, just in the areas that can't be seen. So I'll just spend a little bit of time doing that, and then I'm going to start positioning the first two, top and bottom, like that. So that's the first one. Do the second one. Now at home you'll be able to take a little bit more time about adding your glue, but I'm rushing because we've got all four to do, and I want you to see it from start to finish. So we'll just add the second one there, like that. Now for the two at the sides, what we're going to do is cut them in half as the two at the top, like that, through the centre. And then I'm going to add them to the sides, but I've also got two flags that I'm just going to slot through the actual die as well, like that. So we're just going to add the glue as that is, like that, to get it onto our card, and side to side. There we go, like so. So you can see I'm building it up, and again I've got the same for the other side, and all I do is, I'll hold it the right way, all I'm going to do is add the little flag through the actual die cut, like so. The flag paper is from the Charlotte collection, and I've got a little bit of tape on the back of the flag at one end, because then that's going to stick to our card. And then again add a little bit of glue to the back of the die cut, and do it that way. Do it the wrong way around. There we go. Put the, I'm confusing you now, aren't I? So the flag goes to the edge of the die, and then that goes onto the edge of the card, like that. There we go. So we've added the die to all four sides. Next, what I've done is I've taken a piece of the gold olive glitter card from Anna, and I've got double-sided tape on the back of it. And then in the Charlotte collection you get some embellishments, and I've taken Laugh Out Loud and I've added 3D foam to the back of it, and I'm just going to stick that to the olive glitter card, like so. So the olive glitter card makes a frame, as it were, around the actual embellishment, and then we're going to add that to the centre of our card, like so. And then to finish it off, I've got an olive green satin ribbon bow, and I'm just going to position that at the top. Now I know I've made the die cutting look a little bit long-winded, but I just wanted you to see it all as I cut them and as I added them, and then that way you can see yourself, and at home you'll be able to take a little bit more time about your adhesive. But that is such a pretty card, nice and easy, really ornate, and ideal for so many different people in your life. You don't have to make it with a floral background, you could use it as a plain background. It would be ideal for gentlemen as well as ladies if you use a plainer background. So it's just such a pretty card and very unique. I hope you've enjoyed watching this. If you have, please give me the thumbs up. I love hearing from you. Don't forget, in January we've got 31 days of tips, tricks and techniques. If there's anything you'd like to see, please let me know. I'll add it to my list, because all the way through the month we'll be doing a different trick or technique every day. You'll still get your card making projects as well 3 times a week. So don't worry, you won't lose out, but there'll just be more to watch, and hopefully something that you can be involved in if you've actually thought, oh, I'd like to see gilding wax, or I'd like to see foiling, anything like that. Just let me know and I'll see what I can do. So thanks for watching, and I shall see you next time.